Justice League Red, issue 3, Saladin Ahmed writing with Clayton Henry on the R. So, the gang, or I say gang, the two characters are off to save Red Canary. And Power Girl is shocked to find out she can talk to her parents through some sort of time phone or whatever this is the Red Tornado's cooked up.
Phone.
Yeah. And she's like instantly, obviously she's taken it back emotionally, but she's kind of pissed as well. It's like, what is this manipulative tactic? Red Tornado, talk to me about this. What's going on? And he basically says, it was meant to be a gift. I felt bad about tricking you, and I wanted to like reward you for being part of Justice League Red. And she's like, wait a minute, Justice League Red? You've got a name for this charade? Like, what is going on here?
Yeah. I also like that she points out, it's like, is it a gift or a bribe? So yeah,
it's like,
I love that she's still suspicious.
Who wants to put a name on it? Like, it's a little bit of incentive. That's all. A little incentive. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Red Tornado is a mess right now, and I love it because it kind of goes into this book where there's so much going on, but it's a beautiful mess in and of itself because I can see the gears working. I have no idea how they relate to each other, right? With some of the reveals that we get through this. But just the idea that Red Tornado is trying to recapture his humanity by doing the most AI thing of pointing out threats before they happen and taking care of them, right? Which was always what we were told about Skynet, thinking that it can just do things better than humans, right? And taking full control. It's like Red Tornado, you're getting dangerously close, man, by trying to do it in the name of being human. So I love that twist.
Can't do things better than me.
Yeah, no?
I'm just saying. Okay. I'm a better lover than Red Tornado. That's all I'm implying.
Someone didn't read the Meltzer JLA run. Because that was a very horny Red Tornado is at a center of it.
Okay, horny doesn't mean he's good at it.
It doesn't, but I like to think that there's an exuberance there that makes up for skill.
He's a machine. I'm a sex machine, okay? There's a difference. Anyway, I don't know what this joke is. So Baz and Cyborg are fighting the Church of Blood, and they've got a monster, which they say can only be killed with a blade with this name. So Baz just makes a construct of a sword that has that name in it, and it works. And he's like, yeah, that worked, just like I planned. That was a great idea.
Yeah, no one said I couldn't do that. It just said a sword that's called Bloodseeker. So I made a Bloodseeker sword. Yeah. That was real fun. Also, they're not the Church of Blood; they're the Blood Tabernacle.
Well,
and
we find that halfway through the issue. Though, like, I mean, at first it's just the Church of Blood, and then they're like, "No, actually, we have changed their name." Right?
They don't go. Yeah, they don't go far enough. So these are like the extreme members. The fundamentalist.
Yeah, there's
of the Church of Blood.
Yeah, there's not a Queen of Blood anymore. There's a King of Blood. They've got a new ruler in charge, or at least this separate, like, branched off faction has got a king. Anyway, they get to Red Canary. They help her out. There's a bit of a fight. Father Blood is the name of the king. And that kind of wraps up. Ultimately, Red Tornado, when he's explaining stuff to Power Girl, he kind of admits that in the few versions of the future where Apocalypse doesn't take over Earth, all of them have Red Canary in a pivotal role, which is very interesting. And we also see that Red Canary has powers here as well, where she kind of like, I don't know, like just a wave of red energy just explodes from her, and it completely just tears the building they're in apart to win the fight against Father Blood. So curious to see where they go with that. And I mean, it's interesting them picking this character to be like this pivotal part of whatever they're building up to. So cool.
Has nothing to do that she's a Red Canary for Justice League Red, However, it reminds me of Megara over in Birds of Prey, right?
Oh, a little bit. I can see that.
She has this untold power that explodes through her, and then when she wakes up and has no memory, right? When she basically comes to out of this, which I really liked. And again, Blood Canary. Well, that's a good name too. Red Canary was created for Green Arrow, right? Is that the first time we saw her?
Yeah, I mean, when she's Red Canary, I have to assume it was something related where Black Canary would show up.
Yeah, so any use here of a new character, I'm fine with, right? I'm
Yeah,
sure if there's a redundancy or not.
debuted in Dark Crisis 3, which we obviously read. See, if you'd said to me when did she first appear, I would never in a million years have whipped out Dark Crisis issue 3.
I would have bet it had something to do with the Green Arrow and him running through time or whatever.
Yeah.
And that type of stuff. So anyways, yeah, so the fact that they're layering this character that we haven't gotten too much of, I'm fine with it.
I'll read you the DC Wiki entry just to refresh our memories. So she's a college student who basically just suited up when it seemed like the Justice League were dead, and she responded to Nightwing's call for heroes to come and help. So she came and did that. I don't think she had powers back then, though, right?
No.
Yeah.
But we've also had absolute power, and powers have gotten wonky.
That's true. Right? It could just be the absolute power. So, that's right.
Right. So who knows? She's kind of a blank slate at this point because she hasn't really appeared in too much.
That's true. Yeah.
So here, but I thought it was funny that Red Canary, Justice League Red Tornado. It feels like they're that's what's going on. So but yeah, no, her being that pivotal is pretty intriguing. Like, because what is so special about her? What is it about this power? Is it her? Is it because of her belief in heroes, right? Because if she popped up when the Justice League left and she answered Nightwing's call, right?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, forgetting the in-universe stuff, I just wonder, like, was there always plans for her? Because Williamson, like, created her, it seems like, and he obviously is spearheading a lot of stuff here. Or is this just a case of, like, they had this idea for this book, and it's like, oh, we need a young character to be kind of this pivotal role. They're the chosen one or whatever they're going to be by the end. Who do we pick? And then they look through, who's been introduced recently? And they went, oh, Red Canary, that's a fun character. Anyone doing anything with her? Nope. Okay, we'll use her then. I wonder what the order of, like, decision making was to get into this point. But it's interesting all the same. So yeah, they're all still pissed at Red Tornado. Also, Red Tornado says, yeah, there's like mystical stuff going on here. I don't really understand all of it, so I brought in Dead Man, and Dead Man's just kind of standing there. He's just here by the end of this issue, which so Dead Man. When did he become physical? Because there was a long time when people couldn't see Dead Man. He was only like he could puppet other people, but he wouldn't physically be there himself.
In every other Dead Man story I've ever heard, the only reason you know he's there is because he jumps into somebody and lets everyone know that he's there.
Yeah, but he's clearly there.
He's a ghost. So
he's here in this.
They can see him. Yeah.
Yeah, curious to see where that goes. Anywho,
I do love that Simon's like, does he talk or does he just stare terrifyingly?
Yeah.
I thought that was a fun part.
Yeah, maybe he's not really there. Maybe like Red Tornado's just made like a hologram of him so they know what he looks like, and then he'll start possessing people next issue. I don't know. Anyway, at the end of the issue, he's like, okay, you're all here. This is really important. This is all led up. Like, we have to stop, and this is a hell of a word. The apocalypsification of Earth. Hey, Saladin. Look at me. That's a stupid word. Don't say that. He's an AI. He's supposed to speak like in real words. Okay. Thank you very much. Anyway, he sets up the next issue. Your mission is to kill Black Adam. Cliffhanger. Sure. What?
Yeah. Why not?
I'm intrigued at the very least. I'll give you that.
Yep.
I'll give you that.
Again, this book is a beautiful mess. Like, I have no idea where it's gonna go from issue to issue. I didn't think we were gonna get the Blood Tabernacle, a more fundamentalist version of the Church of Blood here, and that was very intriguing. The whole time phone with
Tabernacle
with Power Girl, yeah. Well, I had to look up. The only reason I know that is because the Tabernacle is a part of a church.
Really?
It's usually where the choir is. Yeah.
Because I when they said that, because I read it in the book, I knew they changed it to this other thing, but I'm like, I've never heard this word before. I don't know how to pronounce it. There's no way I'm going to remember how to say it. So I've been avoiding it. But Tabernacle, okay.
Yes. Which I do like, because as it's usually a chamber in a church where people go to meet or whatever, and like with the Mormons out here in the West, they have the Mormon Tabernacle Choir, which is their actual like big, after a big temple, they sing there. So this is a much more extreme version of what we've seen before, which I do appreciate. I love the DC cults, right? The Cobra, the Church of Blood, Sometimes Darkseid's got a cult running around. I think Intergang sometimes is a cult in Metropolis. It's also crime. So
I think of them
I
more
love
as
all that
a
stuff.
like organized crime ring than a cult, but
Yeah,
that's fair.
but there's been stories where they act more like a cult towards Darkseid, right? Like,
oh sure, yeah, no, I know
they
what you
hold
mean,
him
but
in high reverence. But I just love that concept popping back up. So the fact here that we get that, and they're playing in and they're trying to do something with Red Canary, which makes her seem that much more important, right? If this extremist group wants, they're trying to sacrifice her, right? There's got to be something to her. So yeah, a lot of fun. Again, beautiful mess.
yeah. Oh, I need to adjust. I've got a tabernacle. Hold on. Were you rating Justice League Red?
I'm gonna give it 7 out of 10 tabernacles. It's a 7.
Yeah, I agree with the 7. I'm having a decent time with this book. I think its main strength is that the plot is interesting, and I'm genuinely curious as to what it's building to. The character stuff's okay. I think the character stuff is decent enough, but it's not like blowing me away in that respect. It's just likable enough. The stuff with the making the sword and whatnot, and their banter.
Yeah.
It's good. It's not amazing, but it's good enough. And then the story's genuinely kind of interesting. So 7 out of 10.